welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Bree and I go by Knots by Bree on all of my social media. I make crochet content. I like to crochet tapestries, wearables, plushies, pretty much anything. I don't discriminate on my crochet projects. Today's video is going to be the first of a series called Pajama Party Crochet and Chat. This video kind of wasn't planned. I was initially going to put out a different video, but because I had gotten so much love all over on TikTok, I created a TikTok where I was like, whoever gives me a follow on TikTok, they can request a flower and I'll create a flower, and then I'm going to turn all of these flowers into a supporters blanket. And I let them know that if they also went ahead and followed me on YouTube, I would create a flower with puff yarn. So I did get, I think, over 100 follows and some subs on YouTube, and I think now on YouTube I have like 120 something subscribers, which is amazing and a big deal for me. I value each and every person that chooses to subscribe to my channel and spend time with me, so I thank each and every one of you. I don't script my videos, but in the spirit of being transparent, I do have a few talking points just so like I don't ramble, because I can go from like a mile a minute, one, and two, I can tangent. Okay, your girl can tangent. I could just take something and go, and we'll be talking about who knows what and why we are there. So that's why I just have a quick little list of talking points to just kind of keep this video on the right track. I have been creating the flowers for, you know, the past couple of days, and I kind of wanted to see what it would look like Geez, I can't speak, you guys. I wanted to see what it would look like to start putting them together. So I did like a little sample. The big fluffy ones are the YouTube subscribers, and then the rest of them, the normal ones, are for TikTok. And I have so many more flowers like in the bag that I haven't been able to sew together yet. I'm loving this the more that I look at it, because like I just imagine when it's done with the 500 flowers just kind of sitting in the back of my videos, and knowing that each flower represents a person who decided to subscribe or follow me and just spend time with me, or, you know, watch my content. So I just love it. And if you're new here, if you go ahead and subscribe and I haven't hit my 500 total flowers, I will definitely be making more. I'll make one for you. And if you drop down in the comments and let me know a specific color, whatever your favorite color is, I'll try and make the flower in that color for you as well. Okay, so these are magic rings. I just made, like, there's 50 in here. I just made them so that way in the video I could actually talk to you guys, because I can't really count and talk at the same time. So I'm just gonna grab a few, plop them down, and we'll get started. Since I've never really done a crochet and chat before, I wanted to start off, I guess, with just like the basics of who I am. I'm Bree, and I am 32. I definitely feel old, but I don't know. I feel old, but people say crochet is for like older people, but I don't feel that old. Does that make sense? Like, when I started telling people I was crocheting, they were like, isn't that like an old person hobby? So I'm kind of in this weird in between. It's like, am I old or am I not old? I'm married. I've been married for 9 years, and I love my husband. I actually did a video with him, like, not last week, but the week before, so you guys can check that out. It's teaching him how to crochet. He is left-handed, so the whole video basically was just one big joke. He didn't learn how to crochet, and I learned that I don't think I'm a very good crochet teacher, and that is a-okay with me. I did also try to teach my daughter how to crochet, but that really didn't go well either. But I don't think I'm the problem. I think they're the problem. I don't think I'm the problem, you guys. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I work full time. I analyze data, and it's super boring, but you know, I am so fortunate to be employed, so I am definitely not complaining. I have 2 daughters. They are 1 and 8. I know what you're thinking. You were done. You had an 8-year-old or a 7-year-old. Why would you have another one? well, I wanted another one for a very, very long time, but I did have issues conceiving her, and we tried for a while. And then when I finally decided that I was gonna just give up my dream of, you know, having another child, be a part of our family, that is when we were blessed with her. And every day I try to remind myself that she was a gift, because she is a handful in a way that my first daughter was not. My first daughter was just, you know when they say like times you just get like an easy baby and an easy toddler and then just like an easy child. That was my first child. And my second child is just, her personality is just pure fire. I think that's the only way that I could describe her. So yeah, we love her. She's a perfect addition to our family. There's really not anything else super interesting about me. I have always loved art. So even when I was younger, I did like digital photography classes. I've done like art classes. I have dabbled in beads, and for a while, I really wanted to make those tumbler cups. I have just always loved art in all of its forms, but there was never anything that I loved that I was also good at, that I also, you know, had a passion for longer than a few weeks for, until, you know, I came across crochet and I just fell in love with it. I started doing it just as something to do because my niece actually crochets, and she's like 13. And I kept asking her to make me stuff, and I was like, okay, I know she's sick of making things for me. Like, and I'm a book girly, so I wanted like book sleeves and things like that. And I would look at these patterns, or I would look on Pinterest, which is where I was telling her like, oh, can you make me this? Can you make me this? And I was like, okay, you know what? I see all these things that say like free pattern, free pattern. I was like, I want to try. I think I can do this. And you know, the first item I made ended up being, I think it was like a book cover, a checkered covered book sleeve. And I also talk about that in my Everything I Crocheted as a Beginner video. It was the first video I ever put up on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's been all, you know, history from there. I just never stopped. I went from one project to another, then I found plushies and I did that, and then I went into tapestries, and that is where like I found my true love. I love tapestries. They just take so long, and when it comes to making like YouTube videos, my goal is to have a video every single week. And if I'm trying to have a video every single week and I'm doing a ginormous tapestry, it just wouldn't work. So while I do still dabble in tapestries and I make them whenever I can, I don't think I have scissors. I don't always get the opportunity to make as big of a project as I might want, because I have to make sure I have content about it. But what I think I might do in the future, if there is a tapestry I really want to make, but it's a little bit, what's the word? Extensive, I would continue making my regular content, like my crochet vlogs of whatever I'm doing that week. And then in the background, I would have the tapestry going, and it would just be like in the background of a couple videos over a few weeks. And then once it was done, I would present it that way. So I would be able to scratch my creative itch when it comes to tapestry, but also still be able to make some pretty good content with some cute items, you know? I'll be right back. I've got to get some scissors. All right, I found them. My life feels super in shambles because I sold my desk because I want to get another one, but my new one hasn't come yet. So everything that was like usually on top of my desk is just everywhere, and it's driving me crazy. So it took me a minute to find what I was looking for. I forgot what we were talking about though. Story of my life. I cannot keep a train of thought. The train has left the station. Okay, we'll just talk about some broad goals that I have for this channel. I don't really want this to be like what I have planned for 2025 type of crochet and chat, because I've seen so many of them, and while I love them, I'm sure you guys are sick of them. So we're gonna just do broad strokes about, you know, what it is I have planned. and kind of go from there in whatever tangent comes upon me. But yeah, so I am still trying to figure it out what it is that like my goal is. So aside from YouTube, right? I know that I want to post YouTube. I want to post a long form video every week, every Monday specifically. So if you're new here, that's when you can find me every Monday. I post a video at around 9 a.m. and that's fine. That goal was set since last year. That's not like anything new. But outside of that, like I didn't go into this with the idea of like I wanted to sell something. I have no clue like if I'm going to open like a small business or anything, and I do know that I'm not going to be selling plushies. I've had so many people ask me if like I can make them something or I can sell them things, and they're typically people that I already know. So for like those people, I will make items as I have time to make them and sell them to them, but I'm not gonna open like an Etsy shop or an online shop and sell plushies. It's just not sustainable for me because of the workload that I have with, and then my kids and everything. I'm not gonna sell plushies. I have been looking at making safety eyes, and as I said before, I've dabbled in so many crafts, and like when I look at the process of making safety eyes, both the UV version and the hand painted ones, I'm inspired. I definitely see it as something that I could do, bring my own twist to, and make some really cool eyes for plushies. I definitely think that's something that I could do in the future, but it's also something I haven't done yet. So it's like, it's kind of talking about something before you even tried it. What if I hate it, you know? So I don't know if that's something that I will actually do or if I'll try it and it'll be a flop. But I do know for sure you guys will see some videos within the first half of this year trying out making safety eyes, and I'm gonna do everything with you guys from like pricing it out, like do I want to hand paint safety eyes or do I want to do UV resin? Which option is cheaper? Which option do people prefer more? Which option has more sellers on Etsy? Things like that. Like I'm gonna really, if you're gonna sell something, you've got to deep dive into the market. And so I'm definitely gonna be deep diving into the safety eye market just to see if I'm truly interested or if it's just something that I kind of want to do for myself. Because either way it goes, I'm making safety eyes. Whether I sell them or I don't, I'm gonna make them for me. This is stuck and it's making me crazy. Also, some upcoming projects. I'm a book girly, and you know, Onyx Storm is coming out like on Monday or something. I won't be purchasing it just because I've already hit my spending budget for this month and I forgot to budget for it. But also because I don't get many opportunities anymore to read physical books because I'm almost always crocheting or with my hands. So I do listen to audiobooks all the time. So I think my best bet, honestly, would be to go ahead and get the audiobook version of it next month, like with my credit, if that's what I'm gonna do. So, and I think it is and I think that is what I am going to do because I have to read it. Like if you've read Iron Flame, the ending is like a cliffhanger that is unforgivable. Like how does she leave us like that? How does she do us like that? And our I forgot the man's name. Is his name Zayden? I think his name is Zayden. I have read so many books, but I'm pretty sure his name is Zayden and Violet, right? I don't know how she did us like that. That was so not cool, Rebecca. Oh yeah, that cliffhanger had me like, and then after the book was done, right? Everybody was coming out with all of these like conspiracy theories and like what if this and what if that, and then like Violet has like another signet or something, and all these it was just so much that I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. So sometimes when that happens, my brain, I just tell it to forget everything. That's why I can't even remember his name, because I need to let it go or I will obsess. And it's been like over a year, I think, since that book came out, and to be obsessed about something for that long with no answers would have really just like annoyed me. So I let it go. I don't know much about it. But that brings me to my project. I was scrolling on Instagram and this lady made a golden dragon, and it's it's Violet's little baby dragon. I wrote the name down, and Andarna. I think her name is Andarna, or however you pronounce it. I want to make her, but I want to use Red Meal Crochet's Snuggle Me Dragon, and I want to make it all gold with like some really pretty like hand painted safety eyes. Oh my goodness, chef's kiss. I want to make that soon, like soon. And I know like the lady who did the original idea, I think she like sells plushies and stuff. So just to be clear, like I'm making it for me. I'm not stealing her idea to try and like sell it. There's just so much. This brings me to some crochet drama. There's just so much drama in like the crochet pattern community, and like everything is just really hard to navigate. I don't know if I'll ever want to design any type of crochet pattern, just because I don't want to deal with somebody telling me that I copied them and I've never even seen anything they've done, you know? And I know that that's a long shot, right? Like it's highly unlikely that you're going to copy somebody whose work you've just never seen. But, you know, if it's a dragon, if you make a dragon and it looks a little bit like somebody else's dragon, like how many different ways are there to make wings? How many different ways are there? And you might be thinking as a designer, you know, watching this, there's a million ways, you know, there's no reason that any two patterns should look anything alike. And to you, I say, maybe you're right. I don't know. I'm not a pattern designer, but I would just like to avoid it at all costs and not put myself in that position, right? Like, I think the drama around it makes people not even interested in wanting to pursue that side of crochet. I mean, at least if they're anything like me. So like a bear, how many different ways is there to make a bear? It's a head, arms, and, you know, like ears. I think I've done multiple bears and I've seen two different types of patterns for bear ears. But other than that, they've all been pretty much the same. All the bunny rabbits I've done have kind of been the same. So it's like, I don't know. And you know, my name is Bennett and I ain't in it. Or to reference Twilight, I'm Switzerland. I don't know. I don't want to be in the middle of it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'm neutral. If I see a cute pattern, I'll buy it. Yeah, that's where I stand. Another thing I want to do soon. So I was watching Refined Vibes' latest market video, I think it was. And she showed that her aunt crocheted her into a doll. It was chef's kiss. It was just perfect. And I was like, okay, I have to make myself into a doll. I don't want to use acrylic yarn. The one that she has is amazing. And it's like super detailed amigurumi, like with the acrylic yarn. I don't want to do that. I want to make myself into a plush doll. So think that girl that creates those, I'm going to call them ugly because she calls them ugly. Those big, ugly, like puppet looking dolls, right? But not ugly. So I want to make just like, I want to take an amigurumi base doll pattern and then use plush yarn, give it some curls, maybe do like some glasses, make a little dress, maybe a crochet hook. I already have a crochet hook pattern that I purchased a long time ago. Just kind of throw it all together and make myself into a doll and like have it like in my, it's just so cute. The idea of that just it brings me like child joy. You know that joy you got when you were a child and like you got something you wanted from your parents and it wasn't like your birthday or Christmas. It was just like that's how I feel when I think about crocheting myself as a doll. I also feel equally as good when I think about crocheting my daughters, but my youngest daughter is too young to appreciate it, and my oldest daughter hoards stuffed animals. So while I know that she would love it, she doesn't have any space for it. So I'm not gonna waste my time. I think I forgot to say at the beginning of this, with this crochet and chat, like grab your drink, get your snack, grab your project or whatever. But that's okay. I hope you guys have your drink and your snack and your project and are just here to listen to me yap about absolutely nothing that matters. That's another thing I love about crochet, like, and the crochet community in general. It's just, there's so much support within the community and there's space for everyone to shine. I even, you know, as a person with only a few hundred, like 100 and some odd followers on Instagram, I got accepted for 2 pattern tests and I was able to pattern test and I had such a great time doing that. I have not been selected for tons and tons of pattern tests, but that's okay. I know that, you know, once people find testers that they like working with, they kind of go back to them. And I think that's the way it should be because they want detailed work and they want detailed responses and people who are really looking at the pattern. I would like to do, back to my goals, I would like to do a few pattern tests this year just to get accepted into them. And I think in order to do so, I'm gonna have to like grow on Instagram some. So I'll just keep posting on there. It's just been one of the social medias that I haven't put as much effort into because I really want to grow on TikTok and YouTube. So I kind of let Instagram just do whatever it was doing. But I need Instagram for the pattern tests because I love pattern testing. Like being the first one to look at the pattern and then like have suggestions and then just trying it out and, you know, helping people. Who doesn't want to do that? You know, who doesn't want to help others? I don't know why, but these petals look like they're coming out pretty small. So maybe it's the color or maybe my tension is tight because I'm talking. I also went live on TikTok the other day for the first time, first and only time. I didn't hate it, but I remember, y'all, I was so nervous, like my hands were shaking. I think at most I only ever had like 4 people in the room, but I really did get an opportunity to talk to 2 people who stayed on and just chatted with me. It was super nice and, you know, they were really friendly and yeah, it was really good. I will definitely, if TikTok sticks around, I will definitely go live more often because I enjoyed it. I just have to do it later in the evenings after I put my daughter to sleep because there's just no other time in my day where I can sit down and like this, right? It would be during this time where I can sit down and just have the free time to be on my phone, crocheting and chatting. The last thing that I kind of want to do, or I kind of have like in my pocket for 2025, I'm calling it the Doe Eyes collection, and it's just a collection of things that kind of are like basically Bambi inspired. It's gonna be like, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't know for sure, not if I'm gonna do it, but if I'm gonna like do it, I guess is the way to say it. Like I've already started it, but I don't know if it's something that I'm going to release or I don't know, like it's kind of really nerve-wracking trying to put something out that you've kind of put a lot of effort and work into and then hoping people receive it well. But I'm trying to put myself out there this year. And if that means releasing something that I believe in and that I love, why not? Why not do it? That's the perfect time, you know, to really put yourself out there when you're putting something out that you 100% think people will love. But yeah, the Doe Eyes collection. It was inspired by the Magnolia Park book. I haven't read the entire series. I've only read Magnolia Park so far, and it is one of my all-time favorite books. Like, don't click off this video if you didn't like it. It's okay. I am not a discriminator of books. Like, you can like what you like. I can like what I like. We can still be friends. But I loved that book. And there's some references in there of her having like doe eyes, and they reference to her being like Bambi or whatever. If you've read it, you kind of know. But I was reading that, and then I just got inspired to make some Bambi type things. So yeah, that's the Doe Eyes collection. It's inspired by Magnolia Parks, a book I love. 5 stars. I'm rereading it right now actually because it just like, that's my favorite thing about books is like it connects you to like the idea of people that you would never connect to in real life. Like Magnolia Parks is a rich British like brat girl from England, and I'm like a Texas girl. Like, I don't know. It's just someone I would never in a million years even probably meet, but I'm getting this idea of this person in this book and this life that many people would say is perfect and they would trade anything to have. And you kind of see her struggles and her and that, you know, the money doesn't change the fact that she still has to go through a lot of things in life. But anyways, see me and my tangents. But yeah, I really love the book. And if you haven't read it and it's on your TBR, you should read it. It's like top tier, in my opinion. Which leads me over to the book talk drama. If you are not on book talk, you probably won't care about this next section. But did you guys see or hear about that girl, Call Me Chris, talking about how if all you read is like smut books and fairy books and like hockey romances, or if you like dark romance, you need to go touch grass and like you need to go to therapy? Have you guys seen this? Ma'am, mind your business. Like, why does what I read and what I choose to consume matter to you? Like, why do you care? Why do you care about what I'm doing? But I think it's just wild the way people judge other people, and it's just like for no reason. Like, I guess she thought that posting that there would be a bunch of people who were like, "Oh my God, you're so right." And I think initially there were, until it got around to book talk, and then book talk was like, "Absolutely not. You're not about to call an entire group of women like." I don't know. What did she call them? I don't know exactly what she called them, but she basically said an entire group of women need therapy and to go outside and touch grass. And I think she lost like 100,000 followers that quick because of it. Um, yeah. So just be careful what you say on the internet is another thing, right? Like, people will cancel you. And I think that you should always, you know, try to be your most authentic and true self. And you'll find people that are, you know, interested in what you have to offer and what you have to share. And, you know, they'll share some same points of view as you. But you don't want to alienate an entire group of people by calling what they enjoy like trash, basically. In the famous words of me, that's not my business. I'm not a book talk creator. Also, I'm gonna be really sad if TikTok gets banned because I just found out from TikTok also that Joann's might be going out of business, and I only buy my yarn from Joann's. I think I purchased a brown yarn from Hobby Lobby in when I was in like a dire situation and I couldn't find brown yarn anywhere. And what did I think of that brown yarn? I mean, it was fine. It was like nothing to write home to my mom about, but um, I just really love. Sorry, I just really love Big Twist Baby Bear Brown Sugar. That's what it is. So the brand is Big Twist. The line is Baby Bear. It's their velvet line, and the color is brown sugar, and it is my all-time favorite brown. And it has been out of stock since like December, which that doesn't sound like that long, but where's my yarn? I need it. There's no brown that compares. It's just like the best brown that there is. So I need them to bring it back in stock. I need them not to go out of business because I don't want to have to shop at like Michael's. Um, I don't want to do that. I am an unbiased person, right? I have a Michael's, I have a Joann's, and I have a Hobby Lobby all near my house. And I choose to shop at Joann's because I like it. I like their yarn. And I definitely think that their problem is that they overstock on things that don't matter. Like, they need to decrease their inventory significantly and only stock up the things that sell. Like, why do they have so much knickknacks and trinkets and storage containers and like all this stuff that nobody's buying? You know? But I hope they get bought out. And I hope that I can still use Big Twist yarn. I'm going to be really sad if not. I think if that happens, I would swap over to Michael's plush yarn if I need it like in my hands now. I'd use Parfait Chunky for like ordering it. But I do have issues with Parfait Chunky. I feel like it sheds more than Big Twist Posh does. It like falls apart a lot easier. I haven't tried Michael's plush yarn, which is why I said I would go to it. I think it's like Loops and Threads or something. But if it's anything like Joann's, then it should be good. And I know a lot of people love their the Loops and Threads yarn, so maybe I'll give it a try. But I don't really want to cheat on Joann's, especially now that they're going out of business. But I do think I'm gonna buy their yellow goldy color yarn for my dragon that I was talking about, because it was the closest I could find to gold that I didn't have to order. And when I was looking at the website for Parfait Chunky, the gold color was sold out. So, whoops. Guess I'm not the only one trying to make something golden. But yeah, hopefully Joann's does not go out of business, because I really like the store. Although they did do me dirty on a return, I couldn't find my receipt, and she was like, "Oh, I can give you 30 cents." Y'all, I found my receipt today because I'm selling I'm sold. My room is a disaster because I sold my desk and I'm going to buy another one that's bigger. And then I was like pulling stuff out of my drawers and I found the receipt. So I'm going to take it back. And when I went to exchange it, I went to like exchange it for something else. I wasn't even trying to get like a refund. She was like, "Oh, I can do 30 cents. I was like, "Absolutely not. I know I paid like $5 for this." And she was like, "Sorry." So I found my receipt and I did pay like $5 for 2 yarns, and she was trying to give me 30 cents. I can't with that. That I don't like. When brands don't have 1, 2, 3. When brands don't have a good return policy, I don't think it should be like a customer is always right in every situation policy. But whatever that was, that 30 cents, that was not a customer in mind return policy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I didn't enjoy that, Joann's. If you're watching, no, I'm just kidding. I think I've chatted about everything I want to chat about, guys. I talked about my goal, some broad goals. I talked about my upcoming projects. I talked about when I'm going to be posting on YouTube every Monday, 9 a.m. If you guys like these crochet and chat type videos, where I just chat about like relevant things and you guys just crochet, please let me know down in the comments. I am calling these, pajama parties, because I'm shooting this at like 8:30 almost, like after I put my daughter to bed and things like that, because that is just when I have time to shoot this type of content. Usually I do like my intros and outros, which are really quick for my vlog style videos, like during a nap time in the middle of the day. So it's like easy, quick, like an hour or two. But something like this where I'm sitting down and I'm talking for a while, she needs to be asleep because I don't want to risk her waking up and then interrupting the whole video. Plus, I love a good theme. I don't own many pairs of pajamas because I really just wear like big t-shirts and stuff. But now I have a reason to invest in some really cute pieces of pajamas to wear and just make it super cute, super cozy, since we are just chatting. I'm drinking water, if anyone cares. And this is not mine. This is my husband's, because I was initially like a Stanley girl, but then I swapped from Stanley to Uwala. And when I say like a Stanley girl, I just mean like I owned one Stanley, okay? I wasn't like a Stanley hoarder. I was originally a person who owned a Stanley, and then my sister-in-law actually put me onto Uwala, and I'm glad she did, because I always had in the back of my mind, like I hated the open straw of the Stanley, but I just kind of went with it. But then she found these, and it still has the straw functionality, but I could like close it. And so I got a hot pink one, and it survived so much like wear and tear. And then I had put it on top of the car to buckle my daughter in, and I left it there, and it fell off the top of the car. And I know what you're thinking. rest in peace, right? Wrong. No, it survived the fall off of the top of my car. The little like button did pop out, but I was able to just pop it back in. We kept it pushing. But then like a week later, I have a standing desk, and I guess I had a standing desk. I have no desk now. I had put it down, and somehow my daughter had like knocked it down, and from the desk to my floor it fell, and then it officially broke. Like the whole top contraption, like that was the last straw for it, I guess. It had taken one too many hits. But yeah, it broke. So I need to get another one that is like more my vibe. It was hot pink because when I went to the store, I couldn't choose between like a purple or a hot pink. And I think my branding and everything is supposed to be purple, but I'm pretty sure in almost every video I'm wearing pink. My favorite color, my favorite colors are pink and purple, which is such a girly thing, but and I don't really care. I just love them. But I think it comes across more as pink because I have a lot of pink. But it's because I have two personalities, and like, it's really weird to say, but I have like this hot pink personality that's like I love and gravitate towards these bright colors, these bold, like hot pink, obviously, right? But then I have like pastel purple and lavenders. And sometimes I gravitate more towards those softer pastel colors, and I just never know what I'm going to be feeling on what day. If I'm going to be feeling bold or if I'm going to be feeling soft, like, I don't know. So the day I went and picked out my wallet, I had both in my hand, and I wasn't going to buy both because they're like basically almost $40 for one, or like $35, $40 for one. So I was like, okay, which one am I going to get? So I ended up getting the pink one. But then I was like, they have another pink one now. It's like a light pink. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. I could have pink, but I could also have the pastel. I don't know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this crochet and chat with me. I got to make some flowers. Not that many because I'm going to be honest, I cannot multitask like that. Like to talk and think about what I'm trying to talk about and then also crochet, I can't count while I'm talking. So I didn't get much crocheting done. I made like 5 flowers, but I had a really good time just brain dumping basically everything that I would love to talk about, but my husband couldn't care less about. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, consider giving me a subscribe. I make crochet content. I make all kinds of crochet content. And yeah, if you subscribe and I haven't made, all 500 flowers, I will go ahead and make a puff flower for your subscribe. I'm making up to 500 flowers. So yeah, I'm so excited. Once it's all together, it's going to be massive. But here is a little sample of my supporters blankets. And I appreciate all of you being, flip it a different way. I appreciate all of you being here and watching. If you did watch this far, comment a little flower emoji down at the bottom. Tell me what color you would like me to make a flower for you, and I'll get that done. All right, y'all. I'll see you next time. I am going to go watch some XO Kitty because the new season just came out. I'm probably going to have to rewatch the last season because I forget everything. But yeah. Isn't she going to be so cute? All right. Bye.